Chosen one, go to your room. Close the door. If anyone is in the house with you right now, this is not for them. Silence the noise of the world for the next 30 minutes. What is about to be spoken into your spirit was prepared for you in private, and it must be received in private. This is not entertainment. This is not content. This is a sealed message that has been carried for a very long time to find you on the exact night you are sitting where you are sitting. You have been waiting for something specific without knowing what it was. You have been listening for a voice you could not name. The reason every loud space has felt slightly wrong lately is because the Father has been pulling you into a chamber where only one voice speaks at a time. And that voice is preparing to speak now. Do not move. Do not click away. Do not share this with someone else before you have heard it for yourself. Receive it alone. The door behind you is not a door of separation. It is the door of the Holy of Holies, and you are the one being called inside. Before another sentence lands, do the things only you can do for yourself in this room. Stop the scrolling on the second device. Set down whatever was in your hand. Let your back find the back of the chair. Take a real breath, the kind your body forgot how to take all week. Look at where you are, the corner of the wall, the lamp that has watched every hard evening you tried to keep quiet. The chair that has held more of your real self than any chair in any other room you walked into this week. This room knows you. Not the version that smiles at the right times. The other one, the one that lives behind the closed door. The one that exhales when nobody is looking and lets the shoulders fall. That version is the one being addressed tonight, and that version is the only version this message was sent for. Before we go any further, I want you to do something for me. Leave a comment right now and write the word ready. This is not just a comment. This is your covenant with heaven. When you type ready, you are telling the Father that you are prepared to receive what has been held for you in this season. Do it now. Type ready in the comments. And let the heavens know that you are serious about what is coming. In the next 30 minutes, you are going to recognize what season you are actually in and stop second guessing it. You are going to understand why the people closest to you have grown distant, and why that distance was protection, not loss. You are going to be given a word from the Father that is meant to sit in your spirit long after this room opens its door again. And there is a declaration waiting at the very end that I believe will name something you have been needing to hear named for years. So do not leave, do not skip. Stay alone in this room with me all the way through. Here is the first thing your spirit already knows. The conversations you used to enjoy have started to drain you. Not because the people changed, because something in you outgrew the shape of those conversations. The same words you used to laugh at now feel hollow. The same gossip you used to participate in now feels like sandpaper on your skin. The same group chats that used to feel like home now feel like a weight you carry into your evening. This is not bitterness. This is your spirit, beginning to recognize what does not match its frequency anymore. You are not turning cold. You are returning to what you actually carry. The second thing happening to you is quieter. Hobbies that used to feel like recovery have started to feel like noise. Movies you would have stayed up half the night for now feel like something you press pause on without finishing. Plans that used to thrill you weeks in advance now feel like something you would honestly rather not show up for. The hunger for the things that distracted you has thinned. This is not depression. This is the dimming of decoy lights so you can finally see the one true signal. The decoys had to grow boring before the real one could become visible. The third sign is in the small things you have started noticing, numbers that have been showing up too often to be coincidence. The same hour catching your eye on different clocks across different rooms. A phrase you have heard twice in 2 days from two unrelated people who do not know each other. A song that keeps finding you on the worst mornings. This is not your mind making patterns out of nothing. This is the heavens marking your path. The signs are not random. They are the breadcrumbs of a father who refuses to let you walk this season blindfolded. The fourth thing is in the dreams. Dreams that have been more vivid than your waking hours. Dreams where you knew you were dreaming and could not look away. Dreams that left you with a peace you have not been able to find awake. Sometimes the dream is a place you have never been. Sometimes it is a person you have not seen in years standing in front of you saying something specific. Sometimes it is just a feeling you wake up holding for the rest of the day. These dreams are not random firing of a tired brain. The part of you that has access is being given a longer leash while your conscious mind sleeps. The Father speaks to his chosen ones in the night. He always has. He always will. And the fifth thing is something your body has been doing that nobody has explained to you, waking at the same hour for weeks. 3 in the morning, 4:17. Whatever the hour is, your body has memorized it and meets it without an alarm. This is not insomnia. This is heaven knocking at the same door at the same time until you finally sit up and listen. The next time it happens, do not roll over and force yourself back to sleep. Sit up where you are. Whisper one sentence, even if it is only, "I am here, I am listening." That is enough. The hour is not punishing you. The hour is reaching for you. If 3 or 4 of those just landed in the room with you, if your shoulders dropped at any point in the last few minutes, your body knows. You can stop questioning what season you are in. You are in this one. Hit the like button right now if something in those 5 signs recognized you. You are not imagining it. The recognition you feel is real. One tap is all it takes. Tap like and keep going. Because what comes next goes even deeper. But hear me carefully. The question is not what season you are in. The question is what is being formed inside the season, because the season is not the point. The season is the workshop. The season is the chamber where something specific is being built that the world will only see later. And what is being built, the part nobody around you can see right now, is what we walk into next. Here is what is being formed in this room. There is a frequency in here you cannot hear with your ears. Your nervous system has been broadcasting it for years, long before tonight, long before you understood why some rooms felt safe and others felt wrong. The room is not only a room. The room is the workshop where what you carry is being calibrated. Here is what the last few years have actually been doing to you. For those entering this season, 3 things are happening at once. The first is unlearning. Every conversation you used to perform. Every yes you said when you meant no. Every laugh you forced when something inside you went quiet. Every smile you offered to keep a room calm, even when the room was costing you. All of it had to be unlearned before the real you could surface. The unlearning was not failure. The unlearning was preparation. The second thing is stripping. There are versions of yourself you grew up assuming were necessary. The approval seeker, the over-explainer, the one who apologized first to keep the peace, the one who shrank in rooms where shrinking was rewarded. Those versions had to be stripped, not because they were evil, but because they were costumes. And the calling on your life cannot wear costumes into the room it is being sent into. The third thing is hearing. There are some words that cannot be heard in noise. Some sentences from the Father that arrive only at 3 in the morning, only in closed rooms, only when the loudest voices in your life have been quieted long enough for the original voice to become audible again. The years of solitude were not punishment. They were the silence required to hear the original voice. If you are still with me, Subscribe right now so more messages like this can find you when they are ready. This channel carries messages built for the closed room version of you. Press that subscribe button now and stay connected to what is being prepared for this season. There is a moment in the sacred text that gets read every December but rarely understood. A young woman alone in a room doing nothing remarkable. Not at the temple, not at the well, not in front of the elders. Just at home, alone, an angel arrives. The greeting troubles her, not because she was unworthy, but because she was not seeking glory. She was simply alone. The announcement that comes is specific to her by name. It could not have been delivered in the village square. It could not have been broadcast to the family or the religious leaders. The message had to arrive in the chamber where she was sitting, because the message was for the chamber version of her, not the public one. And what does she say? Not a speech, not a defense, not a question about whether she earned this. She simply receives, whether or not your tradition holds her as central. The pattern she carries is universal. The chosen are visited in private rooms. They are not paged at conferences. They are not summoned at altars in front of crowds. They are visited where they are alone. The room you are sitting in right now is structurally identical to that room. Closed door, single occupant. Heaven's full attention. The script you are inside has been written before, in different costumes, in different centuries. But the architecture has not changed. The chamber, the closed door, the arrival, the receiving, that is the order. That has always been the order, and you are inside the same order tonight. If you believe heaven is reaching you in this closed room right now, comment the word open below. When you type open, you are telling the Father that your heart is ready to receive what has been prepared for you in this chamber. Do it now. Type open and release what has been waiting to be received. There is something most people read past without realizing what it actually says. Look at Genesis chapter 2, verse 15. The Father places the first human in a sacred garden and gives him an assignment. In English, the word is keep. Most people read this as maintain, like a gardener keeps a yard. But the original Hebrew word is shamar. Shamar does not mean to maintain. Shamar means to guard with reverence, to watch over with weight, to stand sentinel over something sacred. Shamar is what a soldier does at the door of a king's chamber. Shamar is what a priest does over an ancient flame that cannot be allowed to die. Hear what this means. The first calling given to humanity was not to produce, it was to shamar, to stand watch over what is sacred. The reason the room has been pulling you toward it for months is because there is something sacred inside of you that has needed shamar, a guardian, a watcher, a witness. And no one else was ever going to show up to keep watch except you. You are not lonely. You are on watch. It is the difference between owning a house and standing guard over a temple. You have been mistaking your assignment as the first when it has always been the second. You were not abandoned in the room. You were stationed in it. And right now, before we go any further, I want to pause here with you. We are believing God for the final $5,000 to complete this mission. And I want to invite you to be part of how He answers that prayer. Visit the link in the description below, or scan the code on your screen. Sow a seed. Not because you have to, but because your yes, given before you see the outcome, is one of the most powerful acts of faith you can make. What you release in faith is never lost, it is planted. And in due season, what you sowed into this mission will rise as a harvest in your own life, because heaven never forgets a gift given from the heart. Check the description and the comments for that link whenever you feel moved. Now let us continue. And while you have been on watch, 4 things have been forming inside of you that the people around you cannot see. The first is discernment. You can read a room in 30 seconds because your nervous system trained on private alone time for years. You know who is safe and who is performing within minutes of meeting them. That gift was not given. That gift was forged in evenings nobody else attended. The second is compassion without merging. You feel deeply, but you no longer collapse into other people's chaos the way you used to. You can hold space for someone's pain without absorbing it as your own assignment. That separation took years to learn. The years you spent alone were the years it learned to live in your bones. The third is stillness. As authority, your silence has weight now. People feel it before you speak. You walk into a room and the temperature changes before you have said one word. That is not coincidence. That is what Shamar produces in a watchman who has stood at the post long enough. The fourth is inner permission. You no longer need a witness to act on what is right. You can do the hard thing in private when no one will praise you, when no one will even know, and you do it anyway. That is the formation that costs the most, and the formation the world rewards the least. So hear what those evenings alone actually built. Every quiet evening built discernment. Every conversation you did not pursue built compassion. Every plan that fell through built stillness. Every right thing you did when nobody was watching built permission. The years that looked like wilderness from the outside were the years your inner architecture was being completed. What was built in private is about to be tested in light. The chamber is opening. The watch is becoming ascending. Comment the words "I am ready" below right now, not as a performance, as a declaration over everything this season has been building inside you. You have been on watch long enough to speak those words with the full weight of what they mean. Type "I am ready" in the comments. Before we go any further, pause for just a moment and subscribe to this channel if you have not already. Every message on this channel is built for the closed-door version of you, not the version performing for the crowd. The version sitting in this room right now. Press subscribe so you do not miss what is being prepared for the next season. Now, let us keep going. There are 3 areas of your life that are about to reorganize themselves around the version of you that has just been formed. Not gradually, not in some distant future. The reorganization has already begun. And your job is not to manage it. Your job is to recognize what is happening, so you do not panic when it accelerates. The first area is your relationships. People you assumed would always be in your life are going to feel further away than they have ever felt. Not because they did anything wrong, because the shape of who you used to be was the bridge between you, and that shape has dissolved. The conversations will get shorter. The check-ins will get rarer. Some friendships will not survive this season. It will hurt in a specific way that nothing has prepared you for. You will question if you push them away. You will replay old conversations and look for the moment you became unkind. You will not find it because there is no moment. There is only formation. And formation creates distance the same way a tree growing creates space between its branches. Hear what I am saying about this carefully, because most chosen ones mismanage this part. And it costs them years they cannot get back. Do not chase the people who are leaving. Do not perform old versions of yourself just to keep them at the table. Do not shrink back into the shape that fit the old conversation just to prove you are still the same. You are not the same. That is not a flaw. That is the whole point. The people who are meant to walk with you into the next chapter cannot find the door to you while you are standing in the doorway of the old house, waving at everyone who has already moved on. Let the distance do its work. Let the silence between you and certain people be the honest thing it is trying to be. And just when you think you are alone, just when the ache of the distance feels the loudest, People who speak the language your spirit has been writing in private will begin to arrive. They will feel familiar in a way you cannot explain. The conversation will not require performance. The silence between you will feel like rest instead of tension. They cannot find you while you are still pretending to fit the old table. The second area is your purpose. A direction that has felt vague for years is about to sharpen. Not in the dramatic way you imagined, not in a vision, not in a sky-splitting announcement that settles every question at once. In small, undeniable nudges that arrive at the strangest hours and refuse to be dismissed. A thought that keeps returning no matter how many times you set it down. A desire you have explained away as unrealistic for so long that you have stopped calling it by name. A sentence that came out of your mouth in conversation and surprised even you with how true it felt. These are not accidents. These are the markings on the map becoming visible now that the noise has thinned enough to read them. You will feel both terrified and alive at the same time when the direction begins to clarify. That combination is not a warning sign. That combination is the signature feeling of a real assignment. Lesser paths do not produce that particular fear. Only the real ones do. The terror is your body recognizing that the path in front of you actually goes somewhere, that the stakes are real, that this is not another detour but the actual road. People who carry assignments of weight always feel the weight before they walk into it. That weight is not a warning. That weight is the proof you are reading a real map. Do not demand the entire vision before you take the first step. Do not wait for clarity that the path itself is going to give you only after you start walking. The first step never reveals the second. The first step earns the second. And the second will be waiting exactly where the first step ends. The third area is your provision. Doors are about to open in places you did not strategize toward. A phone call you almost did not pick up. A project somebody else dropped that lands in your inbox. A skill you stopped charging for that someone offers more to access. You will be tempted to disqualify yourself. You will wonder if you deserve what is showing up. You will be tempted to make yourself small enough to not threaten the people who are still in their old shape. Stop, receive what is being placed in your hands. Provision will keep coming through paths that surprise you, but only if you stop apologizing for the size of what the Father is giving you to steward. Before we go any further, if something in this message is already moving inside you, I want you to act on that. We are $5,000 away from completing this mission, and we are trusting God to raise it through people whose hearts are already stirred. The link is in the description below and pinned in the comments. When you pour into something that pours into you, you open a channel between yourself and heaven. Every gift is a declaration that you are ready to receive. Check that link whenever you feel led. Heaven takes notice of every act of obedience. Now let us keep going. Hear what is happening across all three areas at once. What was draining you is about to start nourishing you. What was hidden is about to start being honored. What was unseen is about to start being witnessed. What was alone is about to start being set apart. What was misread is about to start being recognized. What was wasted is about to start being multiplied. If your spirit just confirmed any of those, if something inside you nodded when the words were spoken, type the words "I see it" in the comments below. Not as a request, as a seal over what was just declared. Let your fingers be the witness your voice has not been able to be. Type, "I see it" right now. And if you have not already, press the like button beneath this message. Not for this channel, so this word can reach someone else who has been quietly wearing themselves out, trying to fit a season they have already outgrown. Your one tap could be the breadcrumb the heavens use to find them tonight. What we have just declared belongs to you. But there is something you need to hear before this season can fully land. There is a voice in your own head that is going to try to convince you tonight is not real. We have to address that voice before it gets a chance to speak. The voice has been with you for years. You know its shape. It is the one that whispers, maybe you are just lonely. Maybe you are reading divine meaning into ordinary tiredness. Maybe you are not actually chosen. Maybe you are just exhausted enough to want to be. Maybe the recognition you felt 20 minutes ago was emotion, not truth. That voice is going to grow louder for the next 48 hours. It always does. The closer you get to receiving what is real, the louder the voice that wants you to dismiss it gets. So let me name what is actually happening. That voice was installed in you early by people, by environments, by religious systems that taught you to second guess what came naturally, by teachers who confused humility with self-erasure, by caregivers who could not handle a child whose intuition was too clear. The voice is not the truth. The voice is protection that was learned in rooms that did not know what to do with what you carried. And underneath the voice is an older fear. The fear that being specifically chosen would make you arrogant. So you preempt the arrogance by refusing to claim what has already been given. You stay small to stay safe. You disclaim the calling so nobody can ever call you proud. Hear me carefully. Refusing to receive what is yours is not humility. It is the disguise fear wears when it does not want to be named. Real humility receives. Real humility says yes to the assignment without pretending the assignment is too big for the one carrying it. There is a second pattern that is going to try to surface in the next 2 days. It will look different from the doubt, but it comes from the same place. The pull to dismiss this whole evening as just another fleeting voice in the noise. The pull to explain away the recognition. The pull to return on purpose to the conversations and the habits that drained you, just to prove to yourself that you are not too good for them. This is not weakness. This is your nervous system trying to return to a familiar level of energy, because the unfamiliar, even when the unfamiliar is freedom, feels dangerous to a body that learned safety in scarcity. Both patterns can be answered the same way, with one quiet act of release. If your hands are free right now, and only if they are, place one hand over your chest where your collarbones meet. If your hands are not free, if you are driving or holding something or simply cannot move, just imagine the touch, the hand on your chest, warm, steady, without judgment. Now speak this in your mind. You do not need to say it out loud. The part of me that has been performing safety for years, you can rest. I have got us from here. Let the words sit there. Do not rush them. Let them land where they need to land. That voice you just spoke to is the part of you that has been working overtime to keep you small. It does not need to be fired. It needs to be retired with honor. Let it know it served its purpose for a long time. And let it know its job is done. If that just released something in you, if something in your chest shifted or your breath deepened on its own, type the word released in the comments. Let your fingers mark the moment something finally put down what it had been carrying. Type released right now. A woman whose name I will not share wrote to tell me something she had been afraid to say for 3 years. She said she had spent those years convinced she was depressed for choosing so many evenings alone. She had stopped going out. She had pulled back from a friend group that used to define her week. She thought she was breaking. Then a question dropped into her quiet on a Tuesday evening, the way real questions arrive when no one else is in the room. What if the silence has been a friend, not a symptom? She sat with the question for a week. By the next Sunday, she had written down the first 3 pages of something she had been carrying for years without knowing it. She started a project that has now reached people she will never meet. People she would not have had the bandwidth to reach if she had still been at the loud tables. I share this with permission. Anonymously, because the pattern is more important than the name. There are people inside the silence right now who think they are losing themselves. They are finding themselves. They just have not been able to recognize the shape of it yet. You may be one of them. You almost certainly are one of them. That is why this message found you. That is why you are still in this room. Subscribe to this channel right now if this is the kind of word your spirit needs to keep receiving. New messages are being prepared for the season still ahead, and they are built for exactly the version of you that has been formed in private. Press subscribe and stay in the room. Before that final word can be spoken, two things have to happen. Your mind has to understand clearly what your spirit has already accepted, and your hands have to be open enough to receive what is being placed in them. Let me make sure both of those are true. Here is what we have actually been talking about in plain words. No metaphor, just the architecture of it. Two things are happening to you simultaneously, and neither of them is a character flaw. The first is that your nervous system has been operating under sustained stress for a long time. That signal has been hijacking every prayer, every quiet attempt to align with the life you actually want. While the stress signal is dominant, the access bridge to your subconscious stays closed. You can pray for years, and the words land on the wrong side of the wall. You can visualize, journal, attend services, speak affirmations into the mirror, and still feel like something is not reaching the place where real change lives. That is not a failure of faith. That is a physiological barrier that faith alone does not dismantle. The second is that a quieter genius, the kind your childhood self had natural access to, has been dimming since around the age of 7. Researchers call this the decline effect. It is the reason childhood often felt magical and adulthood often does not. The frequency was not destroyed, it was suppressed. There is a difference. What is suppressed can be reawakened. What is dimmed can have its light restored. The version of you that felt most like you, the one that moved through the world with a sense of rightness that you have been chasing ever since, was not a phase. That was your original frequency. And your original frequency is not gone. You were not born ordinary. The childhood version of you that everyone in your family quietly misses. The one that was both calm and alive, both still and electric, was not something you grew out of. That was the architecture you got dimmed out of. The years did not change who you actually are. They just turned down the lights. The lights are about to come back on. If something inside you just confirmed that, if a part of you recognized its own name in those words, type the words "I am the one" in the comments, not as pride, as recognition. You have been waiting for someone to name what you have always known. Type "I am the one" in the comments right now and seal what just landed in your spirit. Like this video if the Father has been speaking to you through this message. One tap. Do it now as a declaration that what is being said in this room tonight is real and that you receive it. Now to the word that was prepared for this room. In the Gospel of John, chapter 15, verse 16, Jesus says to his disciples, "You did not choose me. I chose you and appointed you so that you might go and bear fruit. Fruit that will last, and so that whatever you ask in my name, the Father will give you." Read those words again slowly inside your spirit. You did not choose me. I chose you. The choosing was not yours to initiate. It was yours to receive. And what follows the choosing is not a reward. It is an appointment. It is a commission. It is a sending. The years in the room were not the waiting room before the assignment. The years in the room were the assignment itself. The formation that happened in private is the credential that no school can grant and no title can confer. What was built in the chamber cannot be faked in the crowd. And what you carry out of this room tonight is not a feeling that will fade by morning. It is a commission that the Father placed on your life before you knew the words for it. You were not delayed, you were being appointed. And hear the word of the Lord in Isaiah chapter 43, verse 1. But now, this is what the Lord says. He who created you, Jacob, he who formed you, Israel, do not fear, for I have redeemed you. I have summoned you by name. You are mine. You are not anonymous in the spirit. You are not a face in the crowd that the Father glances past on his way to someone more impressive. You are summoned by name, the God of the universe, the one who laid the foundations of the deep in Job, chapter 38, verse 4, the one who numbers the hairs of your head, in Matthew chapter 10, verse 30, that God has your name in his mouth tonight, not your title, not your record, not the version of you that showed up correctly for everyone else. Your actual name, the one only he has always known, the same God who called a name in the dark of a temple in 1 Samuel chapter 3 verse 4, calling the boy Samuel so clearly that Samuel ran to Eli thinking a man had spoken. That same voice has been calling in your quiet. The same God who met Elijah under the juniper tree in 1 Kings chapter 19 verse 5, when Elijah was exhausted and convinced he was the only one left and wanted to die. And instead of a lecture, God sent an angel who touched him and said, "Arise and eat, because the journey is too great for you." That same God has been sitting with you in the evenings you could not explain to anyone. That same God has been the presence you felt in the room when you were alone and somehow less alone than you are in crowds. That same God has been calling your name in the quiet of this room. You simply had not sat still long enough to hear it clearly until tonight. Tonight the signal and the receiver finally found each other. That is not coincidence, that is appointment. If this ministry has strengthened your faith, consider becoming part of how it reaches further. We are believing God for the final $5,000 for this mission. And when you give through the link in the description or pinned comment, you are not just supporting a channel, you are fueling the Great Commission. There are people one message away from hope, one encounter away from surrender. Your generosity helps us reach them into places we may never physically stand. Every gift becomes gospel carried further. This is not just support, this is participation. And what you sow into this harvest field, God will return to you pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Now back into the current of what tonight is for. Before you stand up, and only when you are ready, take 30 seconds. If you can close your eyes, close them. If you are driving, let the words land where they will. Imagine the door behind you opening, not into the hallway you came from, into a vast inner chamber, a cathedral inside the room, stained glass that has been there, your whole life that you have only now been given the eyes to see. The ceiling rises higher than the room you are sitting in could possibly hold. The floor stretches further than the walls allow. This is not visualization. This is recognition. This chamber has always been here. You have only just walked into it. Feel the silence become full instead of empty. Feel the space expand around your shoulders. Feel the air change. You are the one who sees, not because you trained for it, because you were given the eyes when you arrived. Receive that name. You are the one who cannot live authentically in rooms built for a smaller version of you. The discomfort you have felt in fake rooms was your assignment, not your weakness. Receive that name. You are the one whose private pain has been quietly metabolizing into medicine for people you have not yet met. Receive that name. You are committed. You are commissioned. You are called. Before this room opens its door once more, thank yourself for staying. The version of you that almost left at minute 4 did not leave. The version that stayed is the version this whole message was written for. Release the years that taught you to question what you knew. Release the rooms that asked you to be smaller than what you were. Release the conversations that needed you to perform. And hear the Father saying, I did not bring you alone tonight to leave you alone. I brought you alone tonight to call you by your real name. And now you know it. You are not alone in this right now. All across the world, chosen ones are sitting in rooms with closed doors, hearing the same word in different languages. The same Father is speaking to all of them. The same chamber has opened in 1,000 different places at the same hour. You are part of something that does not announce itself, and that is exactly why it is real. And so it is. Before you stand up, type the words I am in the comments below. Not as a request, as a seal. 2 words your spirit has been wanting to claim out loud for longer than you knew. Type I am in the comments right now, and let it be witnessed by heaven and by everyone else in this room with you tonight. If this message found you on this exact night, there are more being prepared for the season still ahead. Subscribe right now so they can find you when they are ready. Press that button. Stay in the room where the real conversations are happening. Share this with someone who has been unusually quiet lately. Someone who has been pulling away without explaining why. They are sitting in their own room right now asking the same questions you brought into this one. They cannot hear what you have heard tonight unless someone places the message at their door. Be the one who does.